Let me start out by saying that I truly am an animal lover of all types of animals. If they're furry, I'm cuddling with them. So with that being said, I never dreamed that this would have ever happened to me, but it did. I was bitten and had to go through a round of rabies shots. This happened back a few months back, and let me just say that rabies shots are definitely painful. I'd went out to rescue a couple of small kittens that were laying underneath our shelter in the gravel, and it was pouring down rain. It was cool outside, and I thought I would scoop them up, get them wiped down and dried off, and set them back up underneath of the shed that the mother had literally had the litter underneath of. So as I had got them scooped up, dried off, and was going to replace them back with the mother, she lunged forward at me, and when she did, her mouth literally almost got stuck into my arm, and she was shaking like a violent dog, if you can only imagine that. And I started shaking to try to get her off of me, and it ripped the skin in my arm and immediately bruised up. So we called the online nurse and asked for suggestions as to whether I needed to come into the hospital or whether I could just do a doctor visit. They suggested and actually called ahead of time, and I went to the emergency room and had my first round of shots. And let me tell you, they were intense. I had 7 shots that night, and the wound was cleaned. I didn't need stitches, but it was nasty looking. So after that happens, I came back home, and the animal control had been contacted, and they hadn't got back with us yet. But they actually did a couple days later, and that's when they brought the live trap out, stuck some food in there, and she was trapped within 2 minutes. The kittens, there was 5 of them, had the mother actually placed them in the box that I had shoved up underneath of the shed. So I was pretty excited. I actually got to see them and how cute they were, only a couple days old, but I knew I still had a long road ahead of me. So after they were picked up, they were put into quarantine for 10 days for an observation period, and waiting for those results was very nerve-wracking. Thankful, after the quarantine period, the mother cat and her kittens showed no signs of rabies, so that was a huge relief for everyone that was involved in this situation. Even though the animals did not have rabies, the medical professionals still strongly encouraged me to complete the entire rabies vaccination series, since the treatment had already been started and the rabies is such a serious disease. The good news is that the story had a happy ending for the cat family. The cat was being cared for and received vaccinations, and she was spayed so she would not have any more litters outdoors. The goal is to help her become healthier and give her a better chance of moving forward. As for the 5 kittens, they're safe, healthy, and will eventually be adopted into a loving home where they can live their spoiled indoor cat life as they deserve it. So while this adventure involved a feral cat attack, an emergency room visit, antibiotics, and a whole lot of shots. I'm grateful that everyone involved, including the cats, ended up safe in the end. So before I wrap things up, I'd like to mention that situations like this, it is so important to have your animals spayed or neutered, just because nobody wants to go through these series of shots. And rabies is a very serious infection virus. So just take care of your animals, and they'll take care of you and keep you happy. So there you have it. I'm up to date on my vaccines. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on anything that you have questions about. And I'll catch you on the next one.